He had risen before dawn, not out of nervousness, but as if his body had known, before he did, that something would shift on that day in May 2006. On the beige wool carpet, a handwritten note lay, slipped under the door. No name, no stamp, just a plain black-inked script. A few words only, but their phrasing carried the mark of a style he had thought long forgotten. He had never been recruited. He had always chosen himself. A discreet advisor, a reader from the shadows, he belonged to that rare breed who whisper ideas to public men, then vanish before the spotlight strikes. In Washington, they knew his name without ever speaking it. He belonged to no faction, no family. His influence was that of the whisper, and his authority, that of silence. He had spent the morning in his office, untouched tea cooling beside him, rereading an old edition of Thucydides. The note, now tucked into a leather folder, never left his sight. No instructions, no promises, just a time and a place. Garden, 11 a.m. At the appointed hour, he sat beneath the dappled light of morning in the shade of an old magnolia. On the stone table, a glass pitcher of water and 2 tumblers. Nothing more. The city hummed in the distance, but here, everything felt suspended. The man appeared soundlessly at the end of the path. He walked with quiet ease, gaze steady, wearing a light coat despite the heat. He carried a book under his arm, Spinoza's Ethics, original edition, its gilt edges faded with age. He didn't greet him, didn't speak. He sat. They remained there in silence. From time to time, the man turned a page. The wind stirred the leaves. Nothing was asked, and yet everything was decided in that still instant. Something in the slowness of his movement, in the weight of the moment, had recognized him, without needing a name. No promise, no explanation, just a clarity, a necessity. When the man rose, he set the book on the table, then walked away without looking back. He waited a few more minutes, then opened the volume. A slender white envelope had been slipped inside, sealed with black wax. Inside, a tri-folded sheet. A code name, Cardinal. A rendezvous point in a small airport somewhere in the northeastern United States, and a handwritten destination like a forgotten passphrase, Tanravarapur. He read it all again, closed the envelope, and stood. He knew neither who nor why. He didn't try to understand. What awaited him belonged to something older than reason, older than calculation. It was a calling. Once again, history had opened, silently. But within the folds of shadow, a new order was taking shape. Out of sight, alliances redrew themselves, ancient loyalties rekindled, and forgotten names began to stir. New kingdoms emerged. Vows were reborn. Heirs grew strong again. Tanravarapur was not just a place on a map, it was a threshold, a murmur, a key, and somewhere, far beyond palaces and parliaments, invisible dynasties were awakening. They do not merely wish to rule, they seek to reclaim what was torn from them. Step into the origin of this silent resurgence with The Shadow of the Princes, Chronicles of the Red Kings, Tome 1. A novel of power and inheritance, of exile and loyalty, a world of shadows, schemes, and unseen kingdoms. Available now on Amazon.